Why did a plane crash in Toronto, and how did everyone survive? No deaths have been reported after a plane landing in Toronto from the United States skidded along the runway and flipped over, with flames visible for a brief time. It is not clear what caused the incident, with analysts suggesting that the weather may have played a role, or that the aircraft struck something. An investigation is underway. What happened when the plane crashed? The incident took place shortly before 3 p.m. local time on Monday, which is around 8 p.m. GMT. It involved a model CRJ-900 plane, operating as Delta Airlines flight DL-4819. The aircraft arrived at Toronto from the U.S. city of Minneapolis and was carrying 76 passengers and 4 crew members. As it landed, the plane appears to have struck the runway, slid for some distance, and then flipped over. This was observed by Dan Ronan, a journalist and pilot licensed by the U.S. Federal Aviation Administration who spoke to BBC News. Footage obtained by TMZ showed part of the aircraft bursting into flames as the landing happened. Firefighters rushed to put these out. Passenger Pete Carlson told broadcaster CBC it was a very forceful event, recalling the sound of concrete and metal at the moment of impact. He and others on board were suspended upside down in their seats and had to release themselves onto the cabin ceiling before leaving the inverted aircraft. All 80 people on board survived. Delta has promised to give more updates. All passengers survived crash landing in Toronto. Witnesses recount lucky escape. Why did the plane crash? Officials are investigating and have cautioned against speculation. The right wing may have struck the runway or an item on it, such as a light, Mr. Ronan suggested. The weather may also be significant, although the airport fire chief stated that the runway was dry at the time of the incident. Airport authorities had said earlier that although recent heavy snow had stopped, frigid temperatures and high winds were moving in. As the plane came into land, air traffic controllers told the pilots of 38 miles per hour, or 61 kilometers per hour, gusts, and the possibility of a slight bump in the glide path, CNN reported. The pilots appear to have attempted what is known as a crab maneuver, Mr. Ronan said. This involves turning a plane into the wind and then directly onto the runway at the last moment. How did everybody on board the plane survive? The sheer survivability of this is really amazing, Mr. Ronan told the BBC, pointing out that the airplane's fuselage or body had stayed intact. He also highlighted the importance of the plane's high-impact 16G seats, which he said were designed to absorb a great deal of punishment. Another commentator hailed the importance of other safety improvements. CNN analyst and former FAA inspector David Soucy said the plane's wings had broken off as they were meant to, which stopped the body of the plane being ripped in half. The flight attendants have also been praised for getting everyone off the flipped airplane quickly. Emergency crews were labeled heroic by the airport chief after reaching the crash site in a matter of minutes. Mr. Carlson said the passengers themselves had worked together very effectively. What I saw was everyone on that plane suddenly became very close in terms of how to help one another, how to console one another, he said. Which other plane crashes have happened recently? This marks the 4th major air crash in North America in less than a month, and other recent incidents remain under investigation. All 67 people on board a passenger airplane and military helicopter died after the 2 aircraft collided in mid-air near Washington, D.C. on January 29. 7 people were killed on the 1st of February when a medical transportation plane carrying 6 people crashed in Philadelphia. Another person was killed on the ground. All 10 people were killed when a small plane came down in Alaska on February 6. Those incidents followed another high-profile crash in South Korea in December, in which 179 people were killed. Despite these, experts say air travel remains overwhelmingly safe, and increasingly so. The U.S. National Transportation Safety Board, or NTSB, says there were 257 fatal accidents in the United States in 2024, compared with 362 in 2014.
Explore description for important links. Do leave a comment, like, share the video and subscribe the channel and press the bell icon to get notification of our new videos on important topics. Thanks for watching the video. See you in the next one.